Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Raygo Reactions. Now, I have just reacted to YYZ by Rush live in Rio and it blew me socks off. The bass was genuinely mad. It was awesome. The video's out. Go and watch it. It's on my channel. I'll leave it pinned in the comment section below to watch that reaction. But first of all, what we're going to be doing today is reacting to the making of YYZ. Now, it's all going to correlate. You can watch this and then you can watch a reaction, or you can watch a reaction and then come back and watch this, because after I did the reaction it popped up on my channel, so hence why I'm about to watch it, because I was literally saying I want to know what Geddy was thinking when he was coming up with this, or forgive me, I need to know the guitar player's name, and also Neil Peart. Like, I want to start watching videos on how they wrote stuff, documentaries and stuff, because I'm intrigued. You know, when you fall down the rabbit hole of a band, you kind of want to start to learn their personalities and see what they're about. So, guys, grab yourself a drink and let's get into this.
Extravaganza. In fact, I remember in the rehearsal hall, Neil and I putting that track together, almost without guitar. I think Alex was out flying his remote-controlled airplanes or something. Neil and I were itching to just jam. Before we knew it, we had kind of jammed all these moments together that kind of kicked off the beginning of that song.
Dude. Guys, on a level, now I am a nerd for this kind of stuff. I love to listen to how this kind of thing is done. We're in the studio. Let's go. Yeah.
It gives them a chance to stretch out and play as anything they would like to do. We didn't have to take into consideration there was a melody over the top, because the melody was all written into the parts of the instrumental.
That's pure for them. There's nothing to sully it. There's nothing to get in the way. That's just, it's pure Rush as musicians.
YYZ is always a challenge to play, and for that reason alone, it is a favorite of ours, because you always want to feel challenged whenever you're playing.
He started adding his parts to it and really took it to another level, especially with some of the solo work he put on that. It's just magic.
Coming to the end of the solo now and into the bridge with all the synths. And we've got Oberheim, bass pedals, OBX, and some strings. Gives a nice full sound for the bridge part here.
All the great power trios, every guy's got to hold up his leg of the tripod or the whole thing collapses.
Yeah.
And each one of these guys just, terrific at, holding up his end.
YYZ, it's interesting, we were coming back from the studio when we were making the record, just for a break back home, and a friend of mine, he was actually my flight instructor, he came out and picked us up in a small plane from the...
Flight instructor? Does this guy know how to fly? First of all, apologies guys. Let me just quickly learn the name. Rush guitar player, because the least I can do is have some respect and know his name. Alex. What a legend this guy is. Ah, is he Polish? Is some of his family from Poland? Maybe. I don't know. He's Canadian, I know that, but he's got his last name seems like it's Polish or something. But it's so cool because it makes you appreciate more what they're doing on stage. Like the sound engineer then was saying, I mean, look, now we've got the synthesizer and some bass pedal, which is what Geddy's doing. He's got the bass pedal on the floor for his feet, and then he's hitting the synthesizer, and then he usually has a left piano on top as well, so he can have 2 different synth noises, so maybe the violin strings, synth, bass, foot. Dude's an absolute G.
From the little airline that flew out of this small airport. And on the way back, they had tuned in the identifier for Toronto Airport, which is YYZ. So it's that. And I think it was Neil, maybe it was Neil and Getty. I was actually flying the plane at the time. And Neil and Getty were in the back, and they said, that's a really cool rhythm in that identifier. And you could see YYZ on the radio tuned in. And that's how that whole beginning part came about.
Cool.
To play the Morse code of YYZ.
Sick.
And always about coming home.
Dude, that is
the rhythm
sick.
stuck in my head. I said, guys, let's, So then thematically we said, well, let's use that airport, so much a part of our lives in those days and after. Let's use that as a metaphor in a sense. And again, in a playful way. There was no sense, okay, this part is this part and all that. But there is the sense of bustling and coming and going and the grand emotion of that middle section of what airports can be. The airport giveth, the airport taketh away, which is Rick Derringer's song at the time. In our lives, airports were rich with symbolism, departures and comings and goings, and departures and arrivals, separations and meetings. That was kind of woven into the song in a playful. The exotic nature of Travel to Analysis guitar solo, for sure. He wove in that kind of Eastern mode, which gives us.
I said that. I was thinking about that in the actual reaction I did. I don't know. It's like Phrygian. For those guitar players or musicians, there's different scales you can have. For those who aren't musicians, you can have your minor scale. If you're on the guitar. Let's just say you're playing. You can start hitting notes which make it sound Middle Eastern, like he just said. So you can have it normally. Yeah, I don't know my scales like that. I usually stick to the basics, to be honest. But Phrygian, I think it's the Phrygian, which is like Egyptian almost kind of sounding. It sounds proper cool, and you have that section on it, which, like he's saying, it kind of makes that big section. It's to do with you fly somewhere. You know what I mean?
Of the exotic at airports, when you look at the departures up there, you see Amsterdam and you see Shanghai and all these places. Airports are, when you strip away the modern day tedium, they're pretty romantic places. So all of that, I think, informs the composition side of YYZ too.
That's so sick.
Pretty much is about coming back home. It's that call to home. Being a band that spent so much time on the road, whenever we would check in for that flight home, and we would see that YYZ ticket on our bags. It was always really exciting, It's like, we're coming home. So we wanted to basically put a song together about that, even though it's instrumental. It's about our town, and it's about, kind of where we came from.
Cool.
And, good to come home.
Hell yeah. No place like home, Geddy. No place like home. Even at the end of the day, you're at work and it's just like, dude, get me home right now. I was coming home the other day, and I swear to God, getting home just felt like there was so many interactions. I drove home, but on the way I had to go in a shop, and I was like, had to deal with people in the shop. Then I left, and when I got home, because I've moved in recently, neighbours knew people who I hadn't met yet, so they were like, hi, how are you? And had to speak to them for 10 minutes. When I got through the front door, lock. Let me just breathe for 2 minutes. You know what I mean? There's no place like that. When you go there, you just expect no questions. I'm on my own. I can do what I want. I can chill. It's the best. It really... Wizard of Oz did that line come from? There's no place like home. Because I tell you, one of the best sayings of all time. Black Sabbath have those evil tones, those evil notes, like. Rush go into little elements where like there's bits in there. I love stories where you know where the song comes from. Like, that's cool. This resembles Going Home. Obviously, that's... Did he say that's the name of the airport what's on the ticket? YYZ. Incredible. I love stuff like that. Guys, if you like this video, you know what to do. Suggest what you want me to react to in the comments below. If you want to request a song or something of your choice, follow the link in the description below. But if you know any other kind of little interviews or whatnot that are fun like that, let me know, because they actually amuse me big time. Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, peace out.
Blue, Raygo blue, Raygo blue, yeah, Raygo blue.
Welcome to my Patreon. I thought today we'd react to let's do some exclusive stuff, you know what I mean, for you little legends only. I want you guys to tell me if this song sucks. If it does, it's gone forever.
Joe's seen something he likes. Call it the old
like it.
squatting up bosh.